incarnated. I'm not going to go as high as Derek Thomas, but I don't know who's in that body right now. But somebody's playing in Nolan Smith and witness protection in his body right now because that guy was the best player on the field. All that being said, the quarterback, in my opinion, 39 yards in the first half, and the Green Bay Packers had everybody covered. I want to hear what Garry has to say about the quarterback's performance. I say this, A-plus O-line, A-plus defense, A-plus run game. I think the quarterback's a C dude. Can you win a Super Bowl like this? Now you're moving on to the divisional round. That team beat up Green Bay. Angelo disagreed. Let's hear what Garry Cobb from Fox 29 has to say. Cobb, are you the man of your own home any longer? I am no longer. I'm now the water boy. Like when we go for rugby events, I'm the water guy. I'm the guy carrying the wagon now. I'm carrying the water. I mean, when you get two women in your house, I'm sorry, man. I've been married 35 years. I'm dead.
Well, you have to play different roles. That's part. That's part. You have to.
Hey, wait a minute. Hey, Sunsea, educate Grasshopper here. How you can get around all this, please.
You got to play different roles. That's the only way it works. So you might as well know that. Hey, quietly, a lot of people have done a lot of things that they haven't owned up to publicly, but.
Oh yeah, Garry, I have no shame left. It's been beaten out of me. I have absolutely no shame left. Let me get into this, man. Give me your takeaways from yesterday's game.
Well,
Garry Cobb was happy, good, bad, or ugly. How that game turned out for you? What did you feel coming out of that game against the Packers?
Well, of course, coming out of there, thinking about the defense. My goodness, man. These Eagles. And some people have said, some of these numbers, you can't believe these numbers. The fact that, they rated number one defense and everything. These guys have got some young guys. These guys are playing better. They come into the season and they've been going just like this. And I can't say enough about the way the defense has played. And other people have to look at these other teams that they're going to face. Eagles have a defense. These guys have been playing. Now, hate to see Nakobe Dean go down like that, man. Wow. You feel for him, and it wasn't just the injury. You could see it in his eyes, like after the game. All he's put into working with this team and, training and doing everything to get to this point where you're in the playoffs. This is all he's been working for and everything. You feel bad for it. Unfortunately, it's part of the game. You just hate to see it, come at this time where he's put in all the work and everything. And you see the work that they put in being realized because, the way these guys have grown, man, it's amazing.
Are you that's how fast they grew?
Yeah, I'm just amazed by it. But it says something that they're all very intelligent football players. They're smart. These guys are intelligent people, so they've been able to grasp this, and they're just feeding on it more and more. The more they get fed, the better they get. The more they're looking for information and how to do things smarter and how to read, what they're getting ready to see. And they're really ahead of the offenses. I mean, they have been all over everything they try to do. And they sit down and they study these guys, and you know what? It's changed my thinking too, because sometimes I say, shouldn't they be on the field more and everything? But they're in the classroom. And they have gotten better and better and better. I just take my hat off to them.
How about this too, Garry? I went and looked at some of the resumes of the guys that are playing on defense. And you know what I noticed? The personalities in their bios. They're either captains from winning franchises, winning programs.
Yep.
For yourself, when you were at USC and you guys were learning how to win, and then you get into the NFL, I'll tell you one of the biggest things for me, which was something that I took for granted when I was at Miami. I lost one game in 3 years in a regular season. I get to the Bucks. I lost more games in 1 year,
I know,
12 games, than I did my entire career in high school and college combined. So I was so used to winning. And you see that when you get placed in a winning organization and you see these players who have been winners, like Q being a captain on his Toledo team, or you had Cooper DeJean, who was a captain on his team. You have these Georgia guys who were in numerous national champion settings. You think that's by design, that the Eagles are recruiting and identifying guys like that along with their talents?
I don't think it's just a coincidence. I think they go in, they're looking for people like that. They're looking for leaders, guys are going to step in and, set a standard. And where they looked the other guys in the face, said, no, this is the way I'm doing it. I'm pushing myself, And if you have guys that are pushing themselves, then, it's not a thing. If somebody says something, hey, man, we need you to take it up a few notches, man. We need better than that. And I think that clearly, these guys have set a standard for themselves, and they're just playing better and better. And, you see, I get a chance to go in there in the locker room and talk to them. They really have something going. They really have something going. And, I got to take my hat off. I haven't seen anything like this to see them make the progress they've made in just this season. And they got a special group, and they got a chance to really do something. And,
what about the quarterback, Gary?
I can't say, of course, I look at it with Jalen. Clearly, he did not, that wasn't anything to write home about, the performance that he had. But I think Jalen has gotten to where, look, if he's not sure about where he's throwing the football, he will throw the ball away, take the sack, but he's decided he's not going to cost this team, their championship run. I think that's his mentality. And as he comes back into things, as he's getting back into the groove and everything, I think that's a smart way to go about it. The only way they lose that game yesterday is he's throwing the ball.
Turnovers.
That's the only way they lose that game. And so he decided he's not going to do it. Now, you see Jordan Love. Jordan Love's throwing the ball up. 3 picks. You throw 3 picks, Jordan Love. You figure he's too good of a quarterback to be throwing 3 picks in a game that sends them home. And I give Jalen credit. He knows he's not where he wants to be, where he's seeing the field the way he wants to be. And but he's not going to cost him the game by throwing that ball up for grabs. And I think that's his mentality. And you see throughout this season, he's had other games like this. But he said, no, he's not costing this team. And that's why they won how many, what are they? 11, 12, 10 games in a row,
15.
Yeah. And that's why, because he's going to take care of the football. And even on the first touchdown, he's back there, and the line he got to be back there 5 seconds. How long was he back there on that first touchdown?
Oh, I know, man.
He's back there, and hey, but nobody's giving him any pressure. So rather than take off, he stayed back there. Eventually, a guy comes open. He hits him for the touchdown. And that's where you gotta he's got to have an attitude and realize, look, there's certain advantages they have with that defense. If they didn't have the defense playing like that, then he would be pushed to put some balls up for grabs. But he doesn't have to, because the way that the job they did on the Packers offense, I never thought that they would do that type of job on the Packers offense. But
they roughed him up, Gary. They roughed him up.
Yeah, they did. They had guys carting them off, play after play. And the big thing, though, I don't know that there's a better group in the secondary. I mean, with the way they lock these guys down, man.
Yeah, yep.
But we'll see. Of course, we'll see who they're going to be playing. But it's all about winning, man. It's not all about winning pretty, whatever. No, it's all about one team wins, other team goes home. So I'll give it to Jalen. He knows at some point they're going to have to play better with their pass offense. At some point, they're going to have to play better because these teams up the road, I mean, when they get against the Lions, let's say, they play the Lions in the NFC Championship game, they're going to have to score some points. I think.
Okay, wait. Gary,
Right.
wait, look at this. Excuse me. I have to, I'm doing a book review right now. And I'm looking to make a book on Amazon, #1 right now.
Okay.
What did you make of all that with a guy taking out his library card and making a withdrawal from the library and starting reading War and Peace on the sidelines there?
Well,
and he's reading a book because he had one catch. It's a metaphor because he was doing this. They don't need me. I'm going to use my library card and I'm just going to read a book. Come on, Gary.
Yeah, I know.
If you saw a guy reading a book or drawing in a comic book, wouldn't you say something to him?
Yeah, I probably would say something to him. But, I'm not going to sweat it, man.
Oh, my God. You're going to let that. I don't believe you. You know that was bullshit on the sidelines. He's reading War and Peace, and I thought he was auditioning for a movie role.
Yeah,
that was one of Lori's movie roles.
Yeah,
come on, man.
I mean, well, in fairness, they said he was reading this book was one of those mental health books.
Things.
One of the motivational books. That's what he was reading. Now, in fairness, I haven't seen guys pull a book out, but I've seen guys write stuff on their wrists.
Yes.
Guy write stuff on his thing, keeping a certain mentality. And I think that's what it was. I don't think he's over there reading that book, but let's say a certain phrase that means something to him. I do think, and I've seen a lot of guys, and I think that, the best coaches I've had, they talk, we go into a game and we're trying to remember a certain phrase, a certain mentality. We're trying to play the game. And, but I think, I think a guy like AJ, a guy who you can see what a talent he is, and that it's probably not easy to sit there catching one ball, man. And he doesn't want to go off on Jalen. We don't need him going off on Jalen. Okay. But
come on, man.
For him to catch one ball, though, come on, man.
Gary, you're not giving this guy a pass, are you?
I got to give him a pass, man.
Hold on, then. Wait a minute. Gary, I just got a call from the Parkway Library. They want their book back. Okay, it's overdue. It's over at the Parkway Library. Hey, yeah, AJ, the book is ready. We're ready to come get it here. I don't know. All right, we'll move on from that.
No, I seriously think, you got to realize now, and getting real serious about it. AJ had a bout, a while back in his life. He had a bout, mental thing, thinking about doing something to himself. So I think he's guarded about his mindset, and I do think he knows that. Look, I don't want to put so much pressure on myself because he's the kind of guy, and he doesn't want to let that side out. Now, a buddy of yours, Michael Irvin, right? Now, Michael Irvin never had the health problem stuff, but Michael Irvin now, how long is he going to be happy over there with that one catch? Come on.
Oh, no. Ain't no way.
One catch.
Hey, who was the king of chirping? He's it.
Come on. He is not going to sit over there one catch. And I think that AJ is trying to, he wants to think team first. He don't want to blow the whole thing up. But one catch, he was not a happy.
Hey, Michael would get on the headset and say, "Hey, Norv, where we going here?"
One catch, and he wasn't exactly playing against. I mean, their best corner was out.
Yeah,
and he gets one catch. So he's just trying. I think with the book and all that stuff was a way of him to be laughing. So after the game, he's laughing rather than blasting Jalen. You know what I mean?
What do you think of Kellen's game plan?
I wasn't thrilled about that either. I mean, even with the running attack, I didn't see a lot of creativity in the running attack and everything. They were able to get some yards, but and then at the end when Saquon does break one and then he pulls up, he hits it on the brakes. Saquon, why are you putting the brakes on? Go ahead, take it to the house, man.
Take that to the house, man.
But I think that it's got to get better. I mean, let's be flat out, man. You know, not to mince words. They're going to have to play better if they're going to go where they want to go. You know, and their defense pretty much bailed them out because the defense just shut down everything Green Bay was thinking about doing. And, because Green Bay needed some big plays and they couldn't get any.
Hey, Garry, who do you think is a better matchup for the Eagles for tonight's game? The winner plays Philly in Philly, Minnesota, or the Rams? You got Stafford, and you've got that 14-win Minnesota team.
Yeah.
So, I mean, who do you think is a better matchup? Brian Flores is on the other side of that. By the way, also, don't forget, you got Sean Desai also in Los Angeles on the other side helping Shula's grandson out, who's the coordinator over there. Plus, you've got Sean McVay as a play caller. Who would you think would be a better matchup, Rams or Vikings?
Man, thinking about the quarterback, I'm thinking about, the guy that's the most experienced.
Yeah.
And with the way Sean McVay, man, they put together a game plan. But the Eagles did a good job against them, though. They did a good job against them. So I guess I would have to say, man, what are they going to get out of the quarterback? I mean, I'll say the toughest will be Minnesota. But I don't say that confidently though, because Sean McVay and the Rams. They got a ring, and they do a good. I know he does a great job of game planning and everything, but that's pretty tough because Minnesota's got some outstanding receivers as well. But I'm just amazed, man. This doggone. I don't know that either one of them. I'm running afraid of them because our secondary has just been. They've taken on every challenge, man. They haven't backed down to anybody. I guess the worst game they had was against the Commanders, and you had, CJ getting thrown out of the game, and hopefully they're going to have no nonsense like that. But I think they're up for any of these guys, man. I think that they're going to make the challenge, and either one of these teams, if they're going to beat them, they're going to have to beat them throwing the ball against them. And I don't see anybody having that much success throwing the ball against this Eagles defense, man. They do a great job, man. They lock people down, man.
Last question for you. Vic Fangio's impact on one of these two players, you and me were both saying this about Nolan Smith. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't see it. And then the emergence of Zach Bond. I mean, Garry, you know how that all-pro vote works, man. I can't believe he got the most votes over Fred Warner.
I know.
And how he got it over Roquan Smith. I mean, that just doesn't happen when it comes to voting.
He just had a great year, man. I mean, this guy's been making plays, playing amazing football.
Since day one, since Green Bay in Brazil.
Amazing, man. Guys had a great year. He's got great instincts, and that really is the number one quality for a linebacker is there's certain guys you could just throw them. It's like dropping them out of the helicopter, the way they do with the soldiers. The guy knows which way to go, where, what to do, and he just plays with great instincts. I mean, he has just been playing amazing football. And then now with the turnovers, forcing these turnovers, man, that is what it's all about. And ultimately, that's going to be the key. And if the Eagles keep forcing the other team into a bunch of turnovers, and Jalen just takes care of football, hey, look, maybe they go ahead and win a few more games, and every game is 23 to 16 and, 22 to 12, whatever. Hey, if they get the W and that, eventually they got the ring over here. And you know those guys that get the ring, man, this is the way the guys like to do, come up, put it all in your face and everything.
Hey, Gary, I was wrong on the library that he checked that thing out on. Okay, it was Independence Library where he got his book, War and Peace, or that inspirational thing. Positive mental attitude with W. Clement Stone or something.
It's got to get better, man, with the passing attack. And, at least, AJ didn't blow up. Because I know that probably was feeling like blowing up.
No, one catch. You knew internally, man. He read that book to calm his nerves. You know that.
Hey.
That's what he was doing because he was so pissed that how that was going down. This guy had to be distracted from the game. He was so
That's it. One catch. Come on, one catch. Come on. Hey, he can't be happy about that. But we got to get this thing, hopefully they get that straightened out. But if the defense is going to play every game where they give up 10 points, that may be the road to the Super Bowl right there. Hey,
you're right.
Only give up 10 points? Come on.
Absolutely. Gary, I appreciate it, my friend. Should be interesting. Next week should be interesting to see who wins this ball game tonight. Will tell us a lot because the 3 p.m. Eastern time game on NBC will be on Sunday. So make sure you catch our good friend Gary Cobb on Fox 29 there in Philadelphia. Appreciate it, Gary. Thank you, my friend.
Have a good one.
You got it, Gary Cobb. Yeah, I'm just looking at the libraries here, and I'm assuming it's not Parkway, it's Independence Library, that the diva of all divas, A.J. Owens, he's back. Do you understand what he did? He was so upset with Sue and everyone else with his one catch. I am so pissed off at Big Joe and Z. I got to read something here. Here's War and Peace. Better yet, I got something else to read. 7 years ago, our father fought forth upon this continent to form a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated that all men shall be created equal. Now that we are engaged in this great civil war, both sides, North and South, will come together here to form one union under God. Ugh. How I know this, I have no idea. Okay? It must have been on a dare that I know the Gettysburg Address. Okay? Okay, so Susan Stills is in love with Runaround Sue. I like that. Nah. Big Sills, hey, when you're married for 35 years, you're not in love anymore. Okay? I'm like in a dorm room. Yeah. You're just like in a dorm room. All right. Hey, don't forget our great friends. Zander's going to join us at the top of the hour, too, by the way. We've had a packed show. Where are we on the like list right now? Holy cow. Everyone knows Jalen Hurts has got to play better. All the Jalenites in here, man. Where are we? How many likes do we have? Let's see where we are in the like list. I want to get to 400, man, by the time we get the hell out of here. Zander will be with us at the top of the hour. We appreciate it. Sills is a one-man woman. Unfortunately, that's true. 291. Hey, man, we got a shot at 400. Let's go here, man. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Yeah, we're going to reset. We'll reset everything at the top of the hour with Zander Krause. Almost 300. Way to go, guys. We got 1 hour to get 100 likes. Want to see if we can nail that number here, too. By the way, I just got a text from Howard. I'm hoping I can get Howard Eskin tomorrow. Okay? We're working diligently on it, too, to try to get that. So hit that like button. Hey, don't forget our great friends at BetUS for the YouTube 150. This football season, like tonight's game, Rams and Vikings, you get to team up with our friends at BetUS to make yourself a wager and make yourself some money. That's what this bad puppy's all about, is right there with the YouTube 150. Sign-up bonuses up to $2K. Your second and third are 125%. If you're into crypto, that's 200%. Most people are into crypto, and that sign-up bonus up to $2K. Go to betus.com.pa. That's betus.com.pa, home of Michael Vick. Fastest payouts in the business, live wagering on all major games like tonight's game. Wildcard weekend will come to a close tonight, and you can team up with our friends over at BetUS. Log online to betus.com.pa. That's betus.com.pa, and do me a favor, tell them Big Sil sent you.
If you missed any of today's show on the JAKIB Media channel, listen to the podcast on your way home. Available on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify.